Welcome one, welcome all to virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway tonight for the Galaxy Truck Series League racing action here at Las Vegas. I'm Eric Wineland, of course, as always, your main voice for JCTV, and I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Josh Copperno. Josh, glad to have you back for yet another race. I know it sounds like we're doing the same thing as last week, but hey, man, it's Galaxy Truck Series racing. Where else would you want to be on a Friday night?
Nowhere but here, Eric. I'm happy to be back for what should be yet another exciting race here in the Galaxy Truck Series. These guys have been so awesome so far this season. I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah, well, we got 134 action-packed laps ahead of us here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for these Galaxy trucks. We're going to be stage racing as well tonight. Stages at lap 30 and lap 60 tonight. And of course, as always, thankfully there was no session mix-ups with these guys this week. They got all those bugs ironed out of using the new beta UI since the new build came down in September. We have tire set limits tonight, Josh. Total of 5 sets, including what they start the race on. Definitely going to mix up strategy tonight, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be really exciting. Not too many tires to take, so these guys are going to have to really save their tires. 5 sets, and they're going to have to go quite a while on some of those sets there to make sure to not burn up what they have very quickly.
As always, so very much looking forward to tonight's event. We're just about done with practice. Looks like we got about, I'd say, just under 10 minutes remaining here, Josh. So I know we didn't discuss it pre-race, but let's go ahead or discuss it pre-broadcast, but let's go ahead and discuss it now. Who are you taking tonight? The first mile and a half track since these guys opened their half season all the way back in July at Kentucky. So no real data to go off of in terms of who runs well in a mile and a half.
Yeah, that's a really great question. There's a lot of good drivers racing tonight. I don't know though. I've been right the last few weeks actually, but I think I'm gonna go with Mr. Dave Fuge. He's a fast driver, knows what he's doing in the Cup Series. It's only gonna be, I believe, his second start in the Truck Series, but I'm looking for him to be up there and take the checkered flag in this thing.
You know, he's, in my opinion, Josh, he's a dark horse pick for tonight. I mean, Dave hasn't really shown his hand too much in the trucks. He's normally our Cup Series, one of our Cup Series regulars that race on Saturday night. But yeah, he's just making his first few starts in the Galaxy Truck Series, so I am excited to see what he does tonight from that 7 truck, the cockpit of that 7 truck. See what he can do in terms of his truck skills compared to his Cup Series skills. So my pick for tonight, if I had to take one off the board here, I want to see Costarellos get his first win. We've talked to him a couple times now. I think he's on a 3-2 over his last 2 finishes, 3rd and 2nd, so hopefully we'll be talking to him in first. I think he's the one that I'm recalling correctly, but either way, it'd be great to see Costarellos in victory lane with the Galaxy Truck Series if he can manage that tonight. I definitely think that 12 truck with his team at SPR, including drivers like Rich Petrucco, they are definitely fast week in and week out.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick at all. Definitely one to watch there for sure. It's going to be a great race, I think. It might be very close to being, very similar to Michigan as well there, Eric. I think, close racing all around and more or less pack racing, kind of like what you see at Daytona and Talladega, but not quite all wide open. So it should be a really good one tonight.
I'd say these trucks don't have quite the same high downforce package that the Cup cars run here, Josh, but I would not be surprised to definitely see what you're talking about. I don't expect it to be too much of pack racing tonight here. I would imagine it'd be a lot quicker for these guys getting themselves single-filed out with the trucks having low horsepower and not too much downforce, especially compared to those Cup cars. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys battle that tonight, who can get themselves in the clean air out front and who has a good truck in traffic to be able to come back toward the front. So with 5 minutes remaining here in practice, just going to highlight some of these guys that are running really well right now. Cameron Stone, who is fast week in and week out, is your fastest here in practice. So this is boding well for his race. My pick to win, Jimmy Costarellis, is actually the second quickest time on the board. As right there we see the 06 of Tyler Burden making his Galaxy Truck Series debut tonight. They're actually with a couple other drivers making their debuts. The 76 of Jim Walton also making his debut. You've got Brett Bennett in there. He is actually a regular here in the Galaxy Truck Series. And then leading that pack there, I couldn't quite catch the number. I think that's our in-race reporter, right? Oh no, that's Cam Stone. He's mixing up the paint schemes on us this week. So this week, Cam Stone in that nice little blue and yellow truck. But hey, we do have a pit reporter tonight, Josh, and that is Joseph Lester.
Yeah, Joseph, he's been Cup regular. He's been wanting to be the in-race reporter for a few weeks. We just haven't really got to him. So tonight, we're going to be able to get to him, and hopefully he's able to give us some good feedback of what's going on in the side of his car throughout the race, and talk to him a few times tonight.
Well, hey, why don't we get one of those times in right now here pre-race? We have Joseph Lester joining us now. Joseph, well, finally we're getting to you as the pit reporter. Unfortunately, I've missed it the past couple weeks because of the chaos that has happened in these races, but a little bit of time pre-race to talk to you. So how do you feel about your chances tonight? How's the truck feel going into 134 laps around Las Vegas?
Truck feels good. It just feels real good. I don't know much how to explain it more than that.
So what do you think is going to be the key tonight, especially for your race moving forward? Are you going to want to be out in that clean air a lot? I know we have a tire set limit of 5, including what you bolt on at the start of the race. How are you going to manage that throughout the race? What's the strategy looking forward to these 134 laps?
Yeah, I'm not sure I know what my strategy is, but I know you want clean air, but it's going to be a tire race.
All right, well, thank you for catching up with us. Best of luck in the event tonight, and we'll hopefully be catching up with you later on this evening.
Yeah, thank you.
So that is Joseph Lester, our in-race reporter for tonight. Josh, he seems pretty confident. He doesn't want to give away too much about how his truck's doing, but I'd say that is a confident driver behind that 71 truck.
Yeah, he may not be an older driver or as experienced as somebody who's been on the sim a while, but I think he is a smart driver. He's learning. I think it's only a matter of time before he really finds his groove and starts collecting some victories.
As always. So we're going to take a little bit of a break here and fix a technical issue here. We're not seeing the good old sim racing apps overlay here. So going to mute for a moment, and we'll be right back with you in just a moment. Page at the bottom in the properties window. All right, welcome back to the coverage of the Galaxy Truck Series League racing action from the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Just catching up as practice finished there. We're just starting qualifying, so we're going to catch up with some of these laps that these drivers are laying down here tonight. So right now, watching David Duke. What a name for this driver. He's going to get a little bit of loose here in 1 and 2, and that's his first lap burnt already for the 78 truck. He's the first one to hit the track for qualifying tonight. We'll see what kind of benchmark time he can put down if he can get it wound back up here through 3 and 4 and make that second lap the one that counts here. So I think Josh tonight, the key would be going fast around Las Vegas here, is pretty much utilizing the bottom. But there is a little bit of trickiness to the bottom in the fact that 1 and 2 especially is very, very bumpy.
Out of turn 2, staying up against the wall for him, and gonna a much better entry into turn 3. At full speed this time. Looks like it's gonna be a clean lap for David Duke. And
So a much better lap for Duke. Puts him second on the board currently at a 30.604. Actually, make that third. There goes Josh's pick to win. Dave Fuse Jr. up to the top of the board with a 30.427.
Drivers are making me look smart here lately.
I'm going to highlight one of the newcomers to the Galaxy Truck Series. I talked about him there a little bit in practice. The 06 of Tyler Burden is making his qualifying effort right now. Running the top here on his first lap if our broadcast is able to find him in the 6 truck. There he is. So Tyler Burden, and one of the new debuts here in the Galaxy Truck Series. We've got a total of 5 drivers making debuts tonight. We will highlight them throughout the broadcast tonight as they make their first start in Galaxy Truck Series Full Distance Racing League. If you want to get in on the action with Galaxy Truck Series, just search the forums on iRacing or search in iRacing's league directory for the Galaxy Truck Series. The Galaxy Truck Series is a full distance league that's complementary to the Galaxy Cup Series, a full distance cup car league. The Galaxy Truck Series will race these 3 trucks around tracks following the real life schedule, and whenever they're not running the real life schedule, they'll follow the C Open schedule as best as they can as well, as per what the admins determined pre-season. These guys got the league off its feet, Josh, as we talked about last week with Ryan when we had our little pre-race interview with Ryan, the administrator of the Galaxy Truck Series. These guys got off their feet back at Kentucky in July, and at this point, going really strong as we look to see I think that's about 20 to 25 drivers making their first, or making a start tonight here at Las Vegas.
And these guys, they've been providing great racing every single week thus far, and definitely very happy to bring it to you here at JCTV. Looks like just under a minute left of qualifying. We got Joey King here making his time. He's up at the top line going through 1 and 2.
Utilizing every inch of track he can get to make sure his truck's wound up for what's going to be a hot lap here for his second lap. That's the one he wants to make sure counts here tonight. So of the 26 drivers in tonight's event, 22 have already taken at least 1 lap time here, and it's going to be hard pressed to see Joey get back around here with only 24 seconds remaining in the session. He's going to need a little bit of luck to make sure his lap finishes up there. He ran a 31.026 on around the top on that first lap here. With just 10 seconds remaining, he's already halfway down the back. He needs to hustle it up, get back around here to the checkered flag. We watch him head off into 3. Nice arcing line down to the bottom. The bottom is the fast way around on single run pace. He's got 3 seconds to reach the line, and unfortunately he's not going to reach it. Joey King not able to finish that second lap, which was surely going to be a good one. Unfortunately, will settle for 21st based off of what he ran on his first lap there. That's just unfortunate timing for Joey King.
Yeah, but he's got 134 laps to get it done. Joey King is a quick racer. I'd be watching out for him pretty soon. He'll find his way up there.
So with that, the grid is set for tonight's event. We'll go ahead and run you through them now. So starting on pole with a 30.350 is Jimmy Costarellos. My pick to win. It's looking good for me there, Josh. Got a little bit of catching up with Dave there. Outside of him on the first row will be the 74 of Brian Branham with a 30.418. Just about 600 slower than Jimmy Costarellos this time. In third, the 20 truck of Channing Baloo making his first start tonight in the Galaxy Truck Series. What a debut to start third tonight in that 20 truck. And then outside of him is Josh's pick to win, Dave Hughes Jr. Starting fifth tonight, Cameron Stone. Sixth, Andrew Shartner. Seventh, Jim Walton making his debut tonight. Eighth is the 9 of Alex Princeton. Ninth is Chad Edwards coming back around. Hopefully he can finish on the top step of the podium this week as well. And 10th, the 16 truck of Anthony Guarnieri.
Starting in 11th is going to be Tyler Burt. 12th is going to be Craig Fryer. 13th, Ryan McDaniel. 6 truck. Number 78 next to him on 14th is going to be David Duke. 15th is our in-race reporter, Joseph Lester. Starting next to him is going to be the 45 of Brett Bennett. And 17th is going to be Bennett Allen, followed by Mitchell Goosen starting in 18th.
19th tonight is the 37 truck of Joe Gwilt. 20th for Cody Moore. We saw, as we documented there at the end of qualifying, Joey King starting 21st tonight. Unfortunately, not able to finish that second lap. 22nd, Michael Kruger making his debut in the Galaxy Truck Series tonight, as well as the 94 of Caleb McCurry making a debut tonight as well in 23rd. The drivers that did not take time there in the qualifying session starting tonight's event from the rear, the 25, your point leader, Alonso Chicano, is starting 24th. And then Tim Reel starting 26th as 25th place starter. Rich Petrucco is actually not running tonight's event. He is running this as an admin of the session, not actually participating in the race. So we look for the leader, Jimmy Costarellos, to get us started here as these guys roll down the back. Josh, what are the nerves? How are these guys feeling getting ready to go 134 laps?
Well, they got to be a little bit tense right now. We've had a lot of different kind of tracks, and now we come back to an open, wide open track. 1.5 mile distance in length. These guys are usually used to running these kind of races, and that's not been the case. This is only the second mile-and-a-half track we've had, so I think the nerves are a little bit higher as we've not seen too many races like this season, so should be, I think the nerves should be up there.
Alrighty, the pace car makes its left-hand turn down the pit lane. Releases the field into the hands of the 12 truck of Jimmy Costarellos. There is the green flag flying in the air. The 12 off to a nice hole shot, but a great restart on the outside from the 74. Brian Branham sees them side by side as they head off into one.
Still side by side. I think the advantage should go to Costarellos. Branham actually runs pretty wide and loses. Looks like a couple spots there. He's going to be fourth, but still has truck on his inside for fifth.
All the action happening here on the start of the race. Give the lead to the 20 of Channing Baloo. Seen as the 4 truck. He's loose. He's going to slide down the pit straight, and we have a massive wreck out of turn 4. 4, 5, 6 trucks involved in that one off of turn 4 on lap 1. Not how these guys wanted to start their race.
Yeah, that's not at all how you'd want to start a race here. Let's go back and see what happened. I saw lots of trucks getting loose there in the back.
I think it started with the 4 truck of Chad Edwards. It looks like about 4 or 5 trucks got loose down here in 4. Looking back at the replay, we'll take a look here at the number 4 of Chad Edwards there, the Cracker Barrel truck in the middle. Stuck in the middle, just gets a little sideways, nowhere to go for these guys on the bottom on the inside, and he just gets ricocheted out into the outside wall and collects 4, 5, 6 trucks right there. Just happened to just get flung back out into the track in front of these guys. The 26 of, I believe that's Ryan McDaniel, the 9 of Alex Princeton involved, the 16 of Guarnieri. Not a good start to his night. He needs to gain some points back in Alonso Chicano as Guarnieri is over 100 points back in the second place position in points tonight. The 29 of Mitchell Goosen's also involved, as well as the 92 of Joey King getting wrapped up in that. The 14 of Tim Reel, I believe, as well. Be better pressed to tell you how many cars weren't involved, Josh, than how many ended up getting into that.
Yeah, we've got a lot of trucks in pit lane here, and I can't imagine that they're taking tires with only 5 sets tonight, as we talked about earlier. 134 laps and 5 sets. 2 laps is not a good number because you can't put scuffs back on in iRacing. So I can't imagine these guys would be taking tires. So damage repair is the only reason I'd be on pit road right now, and there are a lot of trucks on that pit road.
Unfortunately, it's half our field, Josh, from position 12 down to position 25 at the end of the tail end of the line of trucks that we have running tonight. I've all been on pit road for damage repair. Chicano with a real quick stop, only 7.9, might have been a refuel. Not sure if he got in that at all, but everyone else taking at least 30 seconds for their stop to get some damage repaired tonight. Not a good start for these guys in the back half of the field. As we take a look at Chicano, looks like his truck's pretty clean, Josh. I think he got out okay, and if that's the case, he looks to further extend his point lead tonight since his closest competitor, Anthony Gordieri in a 16 truck, is just now pulling off pit road with massive damage.
Yeah, it just seems like here lately, Alonso, he's not really had to push to extend that lead, points lead that is, over Guarnieri. As Guarnieri just hasn't really seemed to be having much luck here. It seems like lately this has been the same story over and over again for him each week in and week out. So it's been fortunate if you're Alonso Chicano, very unfortunate if you're Anthony Guarnieri, who is desperately needing to get those points, as this is race 12 of 18. So there is not a lot of time at all for Guarnieri to try to close that gap.
We see the lights are there off on that iRacing pace car as these guys head through 3 and 4. It's going to release the field back into the hands of your leader, the 12 truck there on the bottom of Jimmy Costarellos. Pretty status quo for another start to this race. Didn't really have too much positional changes. Branham did work his way back to second there just before the yellow came out. So here we go, the pace car making its left-hand turn onto pit road. Let's run it back again with Jimmy Costarellos this time having a choice of when he wants to go, not having to wait for the green flag to be waved, and there he goes. The 12 truck out to a 2 to 3 truck lengths there before they even reach turn 1. Branham fighting Stone with the 4. You see it as the 4 truck. It's actually the 20 in the sim of Channing Ballou there on the bottom through 1 and 2.
Yeah, they are 2 by 2 for second, third, fourth, and fifth, as now they are right at the leader's bumper, very close to making contact between the number 4, Channing, and the number 74 of Randall, I believe that was.
First green flag lap's going to go to Jimmy Costarellos there in that 12 truck, but Branham with a huge run on the top there, almost getting to the back bumper of the 12. Here comes Channing on the bottom. Off of 2 side by side for the lead down the back stretch, dead even.
Yeah, this is very crazy here. You got 5 trucks under a blanket, all that have an opportunity to get that lead. Here comes Stone. You can never count him out. Cam Stone, that number 57 truck, kind of hanging out in 5th place there. You can never count him out at any track we visit. He is coming.
Tell you what, some of these new guys to the Galaxy Truck Series really making some noise out here at the front. The 20 of Channing, the 76 of Jim Walton. 2 new guys to the Galaxy Truck Series running 1st and 3rd right now. I think these guys, I mean, someone can correct me if I'm wrong here post-race, but I'm pretty sure these guys come out of the same stable, same truck team that they run in C Opens. I've seen these guys before, and they are fast week in and week out. So to see them tearing it up here at the front, I'm not too surprised here early on. Costarellos really giving a battle there to Jim Walton. Who's that on the bottom looking for 3 wide? That's the 74 of Brian Branham, trying to make something happen on the bottom and trying to move himself back into that 2nd spot.
Yeah, and as you were talking about the 2 drivers that are like teammates, this is an open setup league, so they, you know, are running a lot different setups than what their competitors are running. They, those two drivers probably spent a lot of time working on their setup. They know each other pretty well if they are teammates like you're talking about. So I wouldn't be surprised how they're able to run up front like that and be in the position that they are in.
You saw it there through 3 and 4. There was almost some contact. Oh, we got a massive wreck on the front. Brian Branham is upside down with the 76 of Jim Walton involved as well. Just as we were highlighting what a debut he was having here at the start of this race, the 74 spectacularly flying through the air and collecting the 76 of Jim Walton. Another early wreck here in the Galaxy Truck Series race.
It's like Guarnieri started that. Just was slow on the track. I'm not sure what happened to him.
So Guarnieri there was actually one of the ones that was involved in that first incident, Josh. So I don't know what was happening there with him running that and these guys that were cutting the apron. I'm not sure if the 16 was just trying to get himself out of the way. The 74 had nowhere to go. Decided to make his decision to go to the outside, and unfortunately Jim Walton was there as well, and that just sent them flying through the air. I think that's just an unfortunate circumstance of catching a lap truck so quickly.
Yeah, that is not what you want to have happen at all. Especially coming from leaders. You know, if you're up there battling for the lead. Not exactly sure what did happen there with Guarnieri.
Just absolutely unfortunate there. You know, not totally sure what 16 of Guarnieri was trying to do. I guess he was just trying to stay above the apron. But with those guys so fast approaching, it was just the closing speed was too much for that incident right there. As we see bit two drivers, the 76 of Walton and the 74 of Branham, two fast trucks already out here just after lap 10. Do you think about tires here, Josh? Does any of these drivers think about taking one of their extra sets of tires here in the first stage to try to get some stage points?
I don't think so. I mean, what do we have? 5 sets? You know, I don't know. I think if it were me, I'd want to keep them as long as possible. Keep them to the end. You know you're going to guaranteed to have 2 cautions from this point on in the race. It's stage 1 end and stage 2 end. It's not guaranteed to be another caution after that, but I still think that holding onto those extra sets of tires is going to be key if you want to win this race.
So we heard pre-race from talking for some of the drivers, pre-broadcast, excuse me, that tires do matter here a lot for their pace in these trucks. So we see pit road's been open here, some of the guys getting some damage repair, but none of the lead lap trucks deciding to take any sets of tires now. And only really 10 hard laps on their tires. So I mean, I guess we wouldn't imagine to see too many of them. I didn't know if anyone would try to maybe mix the strategy up to make sure they guarantee themselves some stage points here. But like I said, point battle really at the top is Alonso Chicano in the 25. And unfortunately, his closest competitor, Anthony Guarnieri, who's 101 points out coming into tonight's event, is already severely damaged. And I believe he was a lap down there. I'm not sure if he may have just gotten the free pass with that wreck happening around him. Not sure if he got a 0x to prevent the free pass, but he is still on the lead lap according to timing and scoring.
Sitting in pit road right now. That is a lot of damage to that number 16 truck there for Guarnieri.
What a bizarre set of circumstances to start this race, Josh. I mean, first you have the pile up off of 4 with a lot of drivers being really loose there on that first lap, and then all of a sudden right there through the tri-oval, You just see a lap truck happen to be right in the middle of the lead pack, and it caused mayhem up front here on lap 10.
Yeah, it's been a crazy start so far. I mean, we're at lap 13, so we still have 100 and coming to 121 laps to go. Now working on 2 cautions for 7 total laps. So, you know, I think it's about time we start seeing a long green flag run. I know with 24 drivers that started this race, these guys, other than the new guys that are making their first start, these guys are used to racing with each other. So it's only a matter of time before they start getting a run going in this race. And, we'll see some laps taken off the board.
All right, as we get you reset, the lights are off the pace car there for the iRacing Mustang pace car. The field is in the hands of what you see on your screen as the 4 truck. That's a little trading paints there, mix up. It's actually the 20 of Channing Baloo. So he will be our leader, with Jimmy Costarello second, Cameron Stone third. The 10 truck of Andrew Shartner's worked his way into 4th place, with the 45 of Brett Bennett up to 5th. Alonzo Chicano 6th, Dave Hughes Jr. 7th, Craig Fryer 8th, David Duke 9th, and Michael Kruger rounding out your top 10 for this restart here. Gonna get us restarted here on lap 14, coming to lap 15, 120 to go when they cross the line. And just about halfway through stage 1, stage 1 being completed on lap 30. The pace car makes his left-hand turn down to pit road, waiting for Channing to get a race back under green. There he goes, and he pulls away from Costarellos. Costarellos makes his early lane change down to the bottom to hold on to second place and cut off Cam Stone there in the 57 truck. Big jump there for Channing, and he looks to drive off into the sunset with that clean air as he heads through turn 2.
Yeah, but he's not going to be driving into the sunset for long here, as he's got to his outside. A little bit of a challenge from number 12 of Jimmy Costarellos, but here comes Cam Stone to the inside of Costarellos, second place here, out of turn 4.
We see already some of these leaders cutting the tri-oval one more time. It is a faster way around. Some like to think that it will hurt your tires a little bit more, just get a little bit of extra wear through them, but it is the fastest way around, and being at night, with the track being so cool, it's cool 66 degrees track temperature with the ambient only just 65. These guys have plenty of grip out there, Josh, to put their truck pretty much anywhere they need to.
Yeah, but you still want to save those tires to have that grip. Because once we do get that long run, which we should be getting that here soon, those tires, they're just going to start wearing, and it's going to get either really loose or really tight, depending on how you have your truck set up. My guess would be really, really tight here the more you push those tires. So that is not what you want to have, because then you will lose a ton of time on some of these others that are saving the tires better.
Battle for the lead there at the line. Give the lead to Jimmy Costarellos in the 12 truck, getting ahead there of Channing in that number 4. With Cam Stone following closely in 3rd. Now we're looking almost 3 wide off of 2 for the lead. Channing fighting back across that top line. Stone tucking in behind Costarellos, trying to give him a push down here into turn 3. I'm not sure how much bump drafting is going to matter tonight, Josh. With these guys having to get out of the throttle just a little bit in the corners. I can't imagine that too much will be happening on the straightaways, though it does look like these guys are sucking up very well in the draft.
Yeah, I don't know about bump drafting here. I'd be pretty scared if somebody wanted to try to bump draft on me here, but maybe down the back straightaway a little bit, but still side by side for the lead between Channing and Jimmy here. Costarellos, number 12. Stone, I don't know if he's holding patient or wanting to get going, because there's been a couple times he's really looked to take it 3 wide, but hasn't quite yet. You know, the guy I'm really keeping an eye on here is Alonzo Chicano. He started in the back. He's already in 4th place, and now they're working around the lap truck of Guarnieri again. This time, no issues from Guarnieri with the leaders trying to get around him, but that was pretty tight between the number 4 and the number 12 there. They were going by.
I believe believe I heard a little bit of contact there in the sim. They got real close there off of turn 2. Guarnieri choosing the top to get out of the way this time. But a little bit of rubbing going on here for the lead so far. It's a 2x2 battle with Costarella is now yielding to the 4 Channing. Channing now out front ahead of Jimmy, and Alonso fighting around the top. Your point leader, as Josh mentioned, sneaking his way into the picture, now running the top there. That 25 truck of Alonso in the Michelob Ultra scheme. He's worked his way on. He's almost got himself second place around the outside of Jimmy in the 12.
Yeah, last week after Chicano's win at Bristol, I asked him, how he thought he sat with the points battle. If he was going to, just try to ride conservative or be aggressive. And he said he's going for wins. And you see that here. He started in the back, and now he's already in second, diving underneath the leader, looking to take the lead and control this field here. I almost chose him as my pick to win today, and man, I kind of wish I would have. Dave isn't doing so good for me. He's sitting back in 11, but Chicano looking to take the lead, still on the bottom side by side with Channing the lead.
That 25 truck is strong. He almost gets himself clear there as he slides up through turn 2. What a move as he's trying to make on the bottom over the 4 of Channing. Side by side through 3 and 4. It's just amazing. Actually, believe it or not, the 25 actually had a post-race penalty from Bristol after he won. He had Neo well to start tonight's event, and he's already, through the helpfulness of those first 2 quick yellows, has worked his way up to the lead there as they cross the line. Alonso being marked the leader 1/1000th of a second over the 4 of Channing.
Yeah, he is a real smart racer, and definitely excited to see what he can do moving forward. Not sure if he's going to be in the Cup Series or the Truck Series next year, but whichever series he's in, I'm looking forward to seeing him race. That guy, he puts on a show. From Alonso Chicano, that is. Still trying to take the lead away. Not quite able to do so. That outside line is really prevailing here. And he's not getting much help from Cameron Stone running the high line as well and really pinching him down to the bottom. But I think Chicano's going to be able to clear himself. He does. So now back to single file between these guys as they go around the number 16 once again.
So you see the top actually being the line that prevailed there for Channing. Now Alonso choosing to defend it from Stone's challenge now on the bottom. There for third. I'd say our best battle in the field right now is up front. Not too much battling going on back here with some of these guys, unfortunately, with some damage back here in the back. So most of our battle is right up front here as they go, I think, 2x2 right there for second between Stone and Chicano. He's not letting Chicano get up there and battle Channing a little bit. He's actually pulled Alonso away from Channing. The gap is 2 truck lengths as they head off into turn 3. Chicano's going to make some of that ground back up as Stone falls back toward the clutches of the 12 truck of Jimmy Costarellos.
Yeah, I was going to say there, the only one here in this top 4 that loved Chicano and Stone being side by side was at number 4, because all that was doing was slowing Stone and Chicano down, including the number 12 as well, who's just kind of holding that position behind them, not really wanting to push. But now that they're back to single file, the draft is really playing key for Chicano to get back up to that number 20 truck. As we see here, it's about a truck length, rather. And he is still very slightly, but slightly gaining on their leader. And he just set, I believe, the fastest lap of the race thus far.
So Chicano was the fastest lap on track last time around. Greg Fryer still has our fastest lap of the race as these guys come to get the 1 lap remaining in this first stage. One final time around for Las Vegas for the first stage. Tyler Bearden, just made a move on Andrew Shartner for 5th, so give the 6 truck nice recovery after getting a little bit of damage early on there as we focus again toward the battle for the lead between the 20 and the 25. Gap still about 3 truck lengths for Channing over Alonzo. Stone just looking to try to challenge here in third, but he's not going to get there. Run at the top. The 4 truck of Channing will come off of turn 4, be the first one across the line, and grab that green checkered flag. What a debut already for the 20 truck of Channing. He is your stage 1 winner. And there is our yellow for the end of the first stage. Stage 1 results, the 20 of Channing, 20 in timing and scoring. He is the 4 truck on your screen. The 25 of Alonzo Chicano, second. Cameron Stone coming third. Tyler Bearden coming home fourth. He actually jumped Jimmy Costarellis there right before the line between the 6th and the 12. Jimmy Costarellis, 5th. Andrew Shartner, 6th. Craig Fryer, 7th. Michael Kruger, 8th. Brett Bennett in 9th. And Josh here picked the win. Did get himself some stage points tonight. Dave Fuge Jr. in the 7, bringing home that one last stage point tonight. Unfortunately, it doesn't count for his record since he is a Cup Series regular.
Yeah, being a Cup Series regular, don't earn any stage points here. Don't earn any stage points at all. And, these truck guys there. I don't know, Eric, if you're one of these truck regulars, are you frustrated that these Cup guys keep running and taking points? Or are you enjoying it so you can try to beat them? It's kind of the thing we have in real life with Kyle Busch, running the lower series.
You can look at it from a couple different perspectives, Josh. As a driver, I mean, yeah, you're frustrated that a Cup guy might be taking some of the points away from you, but at the same time, like, having that challenge of someone who's in an upper tier come down and challenge you in the trucks, it gives you something to chase, right? So as a driver, I would be more so myself excited to see that, because I would think of it as a challenge and how can I measure myself against this other driver. And it may be a small sample size, just like the real life Cup guys don't get to run too many of the Truck Series events, but still it gives you a chance to measure yourself against top tier talent as you see week in and week out. In terms of an entertainment standpoint from the broadcast booth or as a fan, absolutely love it. As long as he's not running away, I mean, you get to see wild action and what would be potentially one of your fan favorites from that upper series coming down and running against some of these truckers week in and week out. So we see Stone get to win the race off pit road with a very quick stop. That might be 2 tires on that 57 truck. He was only stationary for 11.5 seconds. I don't think iRacing has an 11.5 second 4-tire pit stop coded into the game, or into the sim, excuse me. Everyone else taking at least 4 tires and maybe some damage repair. Is stationary times for the rest of the field is at least 14.8 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, we are in Las Vegas. Virtual Las Vegas, that is. But, could gamble a little bit here, and maybe 2 tires was the gamble. So, no, we are not at a casino, but here at the racetrack, there is still a little bit of strategy or gambling going on, if you will. Little surprised if that was a 2-tire call, though. A little surprised to see that. But Stone, he's a smart man, so we'll see what he has up his sleeves. If it's a jack of spades or maybe something lower.
All right, we'll dial up the number 4 truck of Channing Ballou. Channing, you got a copy here in the JCTV booth.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing well, Channing. We saw you come to the front right off the bat there. What a debut here in the Galaxy Truck Series so far, winning stage 1. Walk us through how you were able to hold off the challenge from a couple different guys there between the 25 of Alonzo Chicano, the 57 of Stone, and the 12 of Costarellos.
Well, I just feel like, we can hold the momentum a little bit better on the outside line here than they can right now. I mean, everybody's going to make adjustments here. Really have a good truck this week. It's a great league to join. Got my teammate Tyler just made it up through us. Had an early mishap there, about spun it and wrecked the whole field, but put it in the grass. I don't know if y'all saw it or not. That wasn't a good debut.
We did manage to catch that, as a lot of guys were loose there on that first lap. So take us through that. You get a couple early wrecks. How does a driver like yourself reset and get yourself set for what is a very short run there for the end of stage 1?
It's honestly, it's go all out for. I mean, I know it sounds maybe cliche, but it's go all out for those 30 laps because there's a caution coming, and we're gonna be able to put tires, and it's not a full fuel run. I mean, 30 laps on this set this week hasn't really affected a whole lot. So, I'm sure we're gonna get a good, decent long run though, and later in the race.
As always, before we let you go, are you worried about managing your tire sets at all, making sure you have an extra set there toward the end of the race?
Yeah, I mean, that's always the key. I mean, I normally run C Open, so we only have 2 sets, and this race is only an extra 40 laps more than C Open, so they gave us 2 more sets, so I feel like we'll be all right. Definitely, if I can hold a set, I'm going to. It's kind of like playing chess. You're going to wait to make that final move late on the queen.
Alrighty, well, getting ready to restart the race. We'll let you get back up to your team channel. Thank you for joining us here in the JCTV booth. That's the 04, the 4 truck on your screens, the 20 in timing and scoring of Channing Blue. Your stage 1 winner. Lights are off the pace car here, Josh, as these guys get ready to start stage 2. Stone on 2 tires. This is going to be an interesting call as the pace car makes its left-hand turn down toward pit road, releases the restart in control into the hands of the 57 truck, and there he goes. Very early restart for that 57 of Stone, and he'll get about 2 to 3 truck lengths there by the time they reach turn 1 with just 2 tires. This will be interesting to see how this plays out throughout the stage. The 4 of Channing into second, and his teammate there, Tyler Burden, in the 6, settling into third. Big gap over Alonso Chicano in 4th as the battle for the lead goes underway with those 4 tires passing those 2 tires at the front.
Yeah, that didn't take long at all for Channing to catch Cam Stone. He got a great jump there. Didn't take long at all. And lead change, and for Channing Blue, back to the lead. Now if you're Cam Stone, you're already sitting in 3rd. You got a mirror full of a bunch of other trucks coming for you.
So the battles, we see Stone falling back right here. It's to the outside of Andrew Sharton in the 10. Josh, I get trying to save an extra set of tires maybe, but taking 2 tires, that's just got to be really rough for your race, especially after that first stage. Now, Stone is a Cup Series driver, so maybe saving that extra set will pay off for him since he's not in tonight's event for points, but just a little bit of a question mark on the strategy for that 57 truck.
Yeah, and the only thing that I could possibly think of why he'd make that call is to maybe, yes, these trucks are way different from the cars, but possibly, learn something of how a 2-tire strategy might work versus a 4-tire strategy. We don't have tire sets in the Cup Series, so can't really learn anything about that for tomorrow's race, but that's the only thing I might be able to think of coming to mind is how does these 2 tires hold up versus 4?
Now, we don't know for sure because we didn't get the chance to go back and check the replay, but do you think he took lefts or rights here on that first pit stop there between the stages? I'll try to see if I can go back and confirm, but based off the way his truck is handling, he's just going straight backward. Whichever side he took is not being very beneficial to him right now.
Yeah, I would think you'd take right sides. You don't really hear a 2-tire strategy or 2-tire call being left sides, because the right sides are the ones that wear the most. So, I mean, the only way you'd want to take maybe just lefts is if you're trying to throw your competitors off, and have them, have them think that you use a set of right sides, maybe, possibly. I'm not really sure, but my guess would be that he took right sides here. And yeah, they're not working out for him at all, as he's already way down in, I believe, the 11th position.
Yes, Stone is back to the 11th position. I actually just got the chance to catch it back on my replay over here, not something we saw on the broadcast, but it was no tires for the 57, just fuel only to get him to the end of the second stage, taking the taking the chance here to save the extra set. He'll be hard-pressed to make sure he doesn't go a lap down here in the next 20 laps as we have just under 20 remaining here in Stage 2. Battle for the lead up front again is the 6 of Tyler Bearden trying to chase down Channing, his teammate out front. It's pretty much a single file line, but they are not giving themselves very much space between each other. The 12 of Costarello's now up to third. Chicano sitting there in fourth, and Andrew Shartner making some noise tonight in that blue number 10 Chevy Silverado, running fifth currently in the race.
Yeah, still kind of single file. I think these drivers are gonna, start getting a little bit more racy towards the end of the stage. Like we've said, not a long stage, it's only 30 laps, but I think towards the end here they'll get a little bit more aggressive on the loud pedal and try to get some more positions to gain all those stage points.
I mean, at this point, Josh, with iRacing, we do have a dynamic track model. It doesn't seem to play itself as much as it used to on previous tire model versions, but these guys are all running single file. I can't imagine it feels good in terms of dirty air for the trucks toward the back part of that line, like the 25 of Chicano, the 10 of Shartner, and even behind them in the 17 of Freer or the 45 of Bennett.
Yeah, the dirty air probably doesn't feel good at all. But I think, with the draft playing very heavy key here, these drivers might be able to save some of that tire. You don't need to worry about fuel here. Very short run, so saving fuel really isn't in the question. But saving some of those tires, again, as I stated, just a minute ago, I think kind of sitting around right now and wait until the end of the stage is probably key. For Channing Ballou leading these laps, you don't get any bonus points, so there's really no need to have that lead right now if you're the 06, the 12, or the number 25 of Alonso Chicano. So they're working around some lap traffic right now.
So lap traffic done and disposed with. The 16 really holding a lot of people up there. I think it was holding up another lapper back there in the 26 of Ryan McDaniel. Let's see, Gordonieri trying to struggle for whatever points he can hang on to make sure the gap to Alonso Chicano, the point leader, doesn't get any bigger tonight than it already has. Gordonieri 3 laps down in 17th. So just over 10 remaining here in this second stage, looking at 12 to the end of the stage here as they cross the line. Channing Ballou, your leader, by about 3 truck lengths over the 6 of Tyler Bearden. The 12 of Costarellos running third, getting closer and closer toward the front, but not quite making his move. We see Chicano being the first to really try a different line. He's trying a little bit further up, and the rest of these guys are running just up off that first seam right there in 1 and 2. It seems like the bottom is still the preferred lane through 3 and 4 right now. The 10 of Shartner tagged the wall in the backstretch about 2 to 3 laps ago now, so he started to fade away a little bit from the 25 of Chicano. It sounds like we got problems over here in turn 4. I believe someone just blew up. Yeah, the 81 of Kruger just had a motor detonation there in turns 3 and 4, Josh.
Yeah, he's bringing that truck down to pit road for service. Not exactly sure what happened to him. Let's see if we can get a replay. Might have been, not sure if that was it there, but another incident possibly involving Anthony Bornieri there. Looks like Michael Kruger got in the back of Guarnieri. I'm not sure. That's what ultimately did. He did get into the wall there, but not really seeing anything. Okay, now he's bringing it down to the mid road in the replay. So probably messed up his truck a little bit there. A little bit of contact between him and Guarnieri.
Back up toward the front here, coming back to your live picture. The 6 of Tyler Burden is slowly fading here. Costarellis and Chicano around him there on just these past 2 laps, and now there goes Chicano for second place on Costarellis. Give the second place spot to that 25 Michelob Ultra truck of Alonso Chicano, your point leader in the Galaxy Truck Series. And Costarellis is not getting it away easy. He tried to battle back on the top there, but I think that was a block thrown by the 25 on the backstretch. Gives second to the 25 Costarellis, +1, -1, unfortunately for him. Still riding in third as Tyler falls to fourth.
And now, not many laps to go in the stage here. Chicano is starting to come alive from the high line a little bit there through 1 and 2. Get around the lap truck of Guarnieri once again. Still setting his sights on the report of Channing Ballou. We actually have now side by side for third between number 12 Costarellis and Tyler Burden there.
So as quickly as Costarellis is able to get around Tyler Burden, it's back to side by side, this bottom lane for the 6, trying to make it work. He's a little bit loose down there as you see him tail wagging up off of turn 2. Costarellis holding spot for now. We see a battle going on behind him between the 10 and the 17 as Craig Fryer is trying to work his way around Andrew Shartner just in the back of the picture there. Between those 2 blue trucks, just hanging off the end of this first pack here. Pretty much the first 6, I believe that's 6, 7 trucks. Call it 6 trucks there, within a second and a half of each other. And the next closest is Brett Bennett in 7th. He's some 5.3 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, I think any 6 of these guys might be able to win the stage here. There's not too much time, but one slip up from someone up front. And if you're Craig Fryer, could win the stage. Likelihood of that happening is probably not there, but it is possible. Here is actually the number 06 there. Burton got a little loose coming out of turn 2.
So we see what that 6 truck's been battling these last couple laps. Perhaps that's the reason he's given up that second place position. Just a few laps ago, the truck's getting a little bit on the tail wiggling happy side here at Las Vegas. And say, Josh, it's a pretty interesting dynamic for this track because it is a normal 1.5 mile like you'd expect out of a cookie cutter 1.5 mile. But at the same time, Las Vegas is nice and interesting because of all the bumps and the character it has in the track, especially over there in 1 and 2. Just how bumpy that surface is really can upset these trucks.
Yeah. Definitely don't want your truck to get upset that can't call for a loose race truck and not end pretty if you're not able to handle it. But he's still sitting in 4th place and maybe still loose there, trying to make the move on Costarellis. Just not able to get it done. Really running that bottom line. 2.
Well, with 2 laps remaining here in the stage, coming to the last lap of the stage, I mean, leave it all out, like Channing said there on his stage break interview, but I'll tell you what, the battle for the lead is heating up here between the 25 and the 4. Final lap of the stage happening now as we see Alonso Chicano really taking it to Channing there. Chicano's going to try the top lane. There's a little bit of marbles we can see up there on the top. It'll be interesting to see if he can get any sort of run off of 2 down the back here on the 4. Looks like he gave up a little bit too much time through the corner. Not sure if he's going to have it down here into turn 3. Alonso's going for it. He's sticking his nose in under the 4 truck. I'm not sure he's going to have enough, though. Off of turn 4. The 4 is clear, and he will be your stage 2 winner. And so already lining up for a sweep is Channing Ballou in the 4. That's going to be the end of stage 2 right there once the 10th place truck of Joe Gwilt crosses the line. There he is. Stage 2 to Channing Ballou in the number 20 in timing and scoring, but 4 on your picture. So we'll go ahead and get you through the stage 2 finish order here. So again, that 4 truck of Channing. Your stage winner having won both stages, now looking for the sweep if he can snag the checkered flag at the end of tonight's event. Alonso Tricano bringing it home in second. Nice challenge there at the end of the stage for that 25 truck, coming back from about a 5th place restart at the end of stage 1. Jimmy Costarello's third. Tyler Burden was up there in second, fell to 4th now. Andrew Shartner in 5th. Craig Fryer in the 6th place. Brett Bennett. It's a little bit of a tongue twister there, eh? Coming home in 7th. David Duke in 8th. Dave Hughes Jr. in 9th. There again, get some stage points for that Cup Series regular. And 10th for the 37 truck of Joe Gwilt. Rounds out your stage 2 finishers as these guys get collected behind the iRacing pace car. We'll look to see these guys. I tell you what, who the real winner might be out of this, Josh. Stone did save that extra set of tires, and he did keep himself on the lead lap. Finished 12th, so he missed out on stage points, but as a Cup regular, like we said, he doesn't actually get scored for stage points, so maybe saving an extra set is what he needed to do tonight.
Yeah, with this is the best case scenario. Now that he has an extra set of tires, if we do get some cautions in the 3rd and final stage here, where some drivers might take tires, Stone is sitting pretty with an extra set. So if we get a late caution and everybody else is out of tires except Stone, he might have something for them if they do have a very late caution.
Well, Josh, I believe you're going to be able to dial up. How about we dial up Cam Stone and ask him about that strategy tonight? Josh, I believe you have Cam Stone caught on the radio.
Cam Stone, it's Josh in the JCTV booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, buddy.
So, very curious there. What was the strategy call on the last caution?
No tires. That's what we went with right there. Didn't feel like we would, I didn't think we stood a chance of getting lapped there, so we did stay on the lead lap. So yeah, just trying to have an extra set on these guys in this last stage. Kind of hoping we get a short run at the end, and I'm the only guy that's got another set.
Yeah. So what's the plan here? You're gonna be about mid-pack on the restart. Are you just gonna go out and get up to the front, or just kind of save and let the car do all the work for you?
Well, we're not gonna try to push too much here to get to the front. If a hole's there, we're gonna fill it, but not gonna make any aggressive maneuvers really to get up there. Just gonna bide our time. We got over half the race still left to go, so just be patient. Hope that there is that caution that we're looking at here, or maybe a couple of them, so that that extra set of tires comes into play.
So I'm curious here. How much do tires actually matter? I mean, do they matter that much to have an extra set in the bank if we do have a very short run?
Well, say if we got down to the end and I was the only guy that had a set of tires and there was about 10 laps to go. For that 10 laps, depending on how old the other guy's tires are, you could be a second to a second and a half, faster every lap. So, if you run about 10 laps, those are going to add up. As long as you're on the lead lap, you're still close to everybody. So, even on a green-white checkered, those fresh tires could be worth, 8-9 positions.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to your team. Thanks for the interview, and maybe we'll be talking to you a little bit later.
Appreciate it, guys.
So that was the driver of the 57, Cam Stone. Get to see a little bit of insight to his thought process there, saving that extra set of tires, Josh. And just taking a look at the lap times, and these guys are about mid 30 second laps, 30.6s there on the start of the run, ending the 30 lap stage there right around 32 seconds. High 31s, low 32s for those guys. So tire fall off over 30 laps is pretty dramatic. Will be interesting to see if Stone's strategy of saving that extra set will pay off for him here later on tonight. Getting set for the restart of stage now 3 after the conclusion of stage 2 there. First 2 stages to that leader there in the 4 truck, Channing Ballou. Be interesting to see if he can pull off the sweep tonight of the race. Not sure if we've had one of those before in the events, Josh. I think you have to go back to a road course back at Watkins Glen when we had, I believe, the 57 of Stone sweep last race here in the Galaxy Truck Series.
Yeah, I can't quite remember, but sounds about right. And, Stone, he had some issues that put him in the back, and then he was able to work his way back up to the front ultimately in the race. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if Channing can sweep the entire race here and go celebrate a race win at the end.
So I say road course sweeping. They only ran 1 stage in the Galaxy Truck Series on the road courses, so technically those were sweeps if they also won the race. Be interesting to see here how this race plays out as the second 1.5 miles of the Galaxy Truck Series circuit. Green flag back in the air for these guys. The 4 of Channing Ballou, your leader, getting a nice little jump on the 12 of Castellanos there, falling into second, but he's got Alonso Chicano swiping up his inside into turn 1. Look at that 25 truck trying to utilize the bottom lane, a little bit of clear air as he originally had there. He's going to try to challenge Channing Ballou for the lead here off of 2. Almost 3 wide down into turn 3.
Chicano definitely starting off the final stage a little aggressive there. He's not giving Ballou much room as he's actually going to have a little bit of advantage here. Give the lead to Alonso Chicano. Not by much, though. And now Ballou's going to have a little bit of advantage on the inside, but Chicano still trying to come from the outside. Ballou actually goes up to the top, but Chicano is trying so hard to get around to get that clean air on his number 25 truck.
So we talked about it there through stage 2. It doesn't seem like clean air was mattering too much, especially there toward the end of the run, because a driver like Alonso Chicano was able to drive himself up through some traffic to get himself toward the lead. He just wasn't able to capitalize. We see a slow truck there in the back of our picture. I believe it's 26 of Ryan McDaniel. I believe he radioed over the scanner that he has lost a motor on the front stretch and to be hopeful to see if he can get his way back around to pit road, but with how slow he was going, I don't think he'll make it back around. Fortunately, he should be far enough off the racing service that it won't trigger a yellow flag here in iRacing. So we get to see and enjoy this battle for the lead even more. To the bottom, the 25 of Alonso Chicano clears himself through turn 2. New leader at the front of the pack here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Oh, contact! Spinning through 3 and 4. Alonso Chicano hard into the outside wall as he tried to shut the door on Channing Ballou, but Channing had his nose in there. Massive, massive damage for one of the fastest trucks on the track tonight. Alonso Chicano very much hurting in that truck. He definitely has a lot of motor damage as we see some smoke pouring out of that 25 truck.
Yeah, both drivers there were being really aggressive and trying to get the lead, maintain the lead there. I'm not really sure if Chicano thought he had enough time or if he thought maybe he was a little bit further away.
Seemed like a very late maneuver for him, and it unfortunately didn't pay off for either of them. Channing in the 4 has some nose damage now, but the real unfortunate there for the 25 truck is he got the worst end of that, trying to throw that block off into turn 3. Josh, I get trying to keep a hold of the clean air, but I mean, you are only at the start of stage 3. Do you think the risk was necessary there for Alonso Chicano to try to make that move?
I'm not really too sure there if it was too necessary, but he's got a few wins this season, comfortable points gap. Still don't know, if I would have tried that. Because even though you do have a comfortable points gap, over number 16 of Anthony Guarnieri, who hasn't been having a good race himself today. It definitely hurts the 25's chances quite a bit to continue to gain some points.
Again, fortunately there for the 25 truck, as you mentioned, he is the point leader by about 100 points over Anthony Guarnieri, and Guarnieri has already had his fair share of troubles tonight, running 16th, 5 laps down. So while Alonso could afford that, I'm not sure he wanted to, with a potential win sitting out there in front of him here at Las Vegas. Unfortunately, those chances taken away there in turn 3 on a block gone wrong on the 4 of Channing. So getting you a little bit of reset here for the restart. Gonna go green, I believe, with about 61 laps remaining in this race. We'll see if the lights go off the iRacing pace car this time around. And they are still on for one more lap here, so we'll probably be getting back to green with 60 laps remaining. Your leader, the Ford truck, still of Channing Ballou. Be interesting to see how much nose damage he got, especially on that right front. I definitely see a little bit of crinkle there. I'm not sure how much that's going to affect his aerodynamics. Running second there, Tyler Burden. Third, Costarello's fourth. Craig Fryer. Fifth for Brett Bennett. The 10 of Andrew Shartner. Sixth. Seventh for Stone. Eighth for David Duke coming toward the front. Now finally in this third stage. Ninth for Joe Gwilt. 10th for Dave Hughes Jr. We'll have a chance to catch up with our in-race pit reporter here, Joseph Lester. If I can find him in on the radio, we'll dial him up here in that 71 truck. Joseph Lester, it's Eric, Josh in the JCTV booth. You got a copy?
What's up?
Well, Mr. Lester, not quite the flashy type of night you were hoping for, but still running solid back there in 13th. How do you approach this final stage to pull yourself back toward the front?
Yeah, I got caught up in that lap 1 wreck, and somebody didn't hit the brakes and ran into me, so I'm down on power, and it's just been downhill from there.
So how do you approach this final stage, trying to make a little bit of a recovery drive? I mean, you got some damage on the truck, so maybe a little down on power. So do you do anything different to try to get yourself back into the mix toward the front?
Yeah, I'm going to try to stay out as long as I can and hope to trap some people a lap down.
Alrighty, well, you're getting the 1 to green signal, so we'll let you get back to your team. But best of luck going forward here to the finish of the race. That's our in-race pit reporter, Joseph Lester, getting a chance to chat with us again tonight. So he gets set here. There'll be 61 laps remaining there in the race. When they get the green flag this time around, say Josh, with a little bit of damage on his truck, I'd say the differing strategy call that he mentioned there is probably a good one for him as they look toward the end of the race tonight.
Yeah, but with him being down on power, I'm wondering, if he does stay out a lot longer and try to trap some of the others, if it works, that'd be amazing for him. But with him being down on power, it's only going to make it a lot quicker to be caught. And I don't know if that's really a good call, but it's worth trying if you're in that position.
The lights are off the iRacing pace car. We're going to go green this time by as it makes its left-hand turn down to pit road. Channing, you're the leader, with Tyler to his outside. Green flag in the air. Big jump for that 4 truck of Channing, helping out his teammate by restarting on the top this time. There goes the 4 truck off into turn 1 with a 3 truck length lead over Tyler Burden in second. Third for Costarellos, and a huge shout out to Craig Fryer making his name heard up the 4th here tonight, Josh.
Yeah, running pretty good right now up at 4th. Not somebody we've been talking about all night, but here he is and has a chance to battle for the lead. Like,
see the field close up there as they get these trucks wound up to speed. Almost stare at 3 wide for the leaders. Tyler Burden taking it to his teammate Channing Ballou, running the bottom there. We saw him real loose down there on the bottom earlier, hoping to pay off with some fresher rubber right now. Well, he has that extra grip on the bottom line. Costerellos is just deciding to stick his truck where the other two aren't, getting some clean air on the nose. Right in the middle there. It'll be interesting to see if he can try to turn that into a run here on these guys as they battle for the lead. Now Burden falling back to second. Give Costarello a second clear. Now Burden back to third, battling Craig Fryer, excuse me, as we see 3 wide for the lead here in turn 2.
Yeah, and that was 3 wide for a lead. And Fryer coming to add a 4th truck up in there. Not quite going to be, would have been 4 wide, but definitely wanted to add his truck up in that mix. He's still running on the outside, looking to maintain, and he does get third clear. Now we're 3 wide for 4th, just behind them. Still falling back is that number 06. That's Tyler Burden.
He's stuck in the middle. Meanwhile, Costarellos looked for a move on Channing for the lead there. Nothing doing that time around. We still see the 3 wide at the back half of the field there. Shartner making a dart toward the 6. Unfortunately, keeping it all straight there for those guys at the back, but the battle remains up front. Fryer trying to make his name heard here on the bottom. Stone, there's Cam Stone. Save those extra set of tires. He's worked his way up to third now as he battles Craig Fryer. He's pushing Costarellos almost through and into Channing in the lead.
Yeah, Channing's still with an advantage of about a truck length here. Oh, maybe 3 wide, not quite there. That was pretty close between the Stone machine, Costarellos. Fryer is looking for the lead side by side with Channing Ballou, and this is really tight, 2 by 2 by 2, and it just keeps going. A lot of trucks.
How about that 40 truck? The Red Bull machine of Bennett Allen has worked his way up in here. We haven't called his name all night throughout tonight's event, but here he is battling for 5th between the 12 of Costarellos, the 40 of Allen. And this 57 truck is fading on the top there of Cameron Stone. Give the lead to Craig Fryer in the 17 truck. Not going to last for long, though, as here comes Channing on the bottom. Giving it to him here through 3 and 4. Taking it to him through 3 and 4. And Channing's going to take that lead back, but the momentum on the top side carrying for Fryer. And too close to call at the line. I think it was Channing. And timing and scoring has it as Channing by 8 1/1000ths of a second over Craig Fryer. Their huge run for that 17 truck off the top just couldn't quite hang on to the lead, and it's a big battle here as these two side by side of the lead just brings these guys behind them right back into this mix.
Yeah, this is some insane racing. I'm wondering if maybe we skipped Las Vegas and went straight to Talladega because with all this pack racing we have going on here, it's really kind of looking like one of those types of races. Which, by the way, what's next week? Talladega. So a little bit of pre-Talladega practice for all this 2 wide drafting, if you will. And man, these guys, there's a long stretch of trucks just all right there.
Well, we're describing it to you. How about we let you live it? Let's do a little bit of Turn It Up here in the Galaxy Truck Series at Las Vegas. Go ahead and turn those volume dials all the way up. Alright, make sure you turn those volume dials back down if you don't want to be blown out by the rest of us, or Josh and I doing our commentating for the rest of the evening. Welcome back to the Galaxy Truck Series racing action here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the iRacing Sim. Virtual Las Vegas, where we see Channing Ballou still running out in front, this time with a new challenger approaching from behind in the 57 of Cameron Stone. But hey, now that we got you all back, let's go ahead and highlight these drivers as we go through the field immediately here out of our Turn It Up segment. Starting with our leader, Channing Ballou. He has won both stages tonight, Josh, and he's definitely running with the fastest truck out here. Seeing a bit of challenge from some guys behind, but I guess Cam Stone now the closest challenger behind him.
Yeah, Cam Stone, he tried kind of a strategy call, and actually we have a caution.
That is the 12 running third place. Jimmy Costarello's turned around in turn 1 off the nose of, I think, the 78, a lap truck of David Duke there into turn 1. Oh no, David Duke was for position. That was a battle for third gone wrong here into turn 1. Costarello's just barely caught with some net code, it appears, in the iRacing replay on my end. You see that 12 just spinning down to the apron, able to hang on to it, but with a little bit of extra damage on his truck tonight now, after some hard hits with the wall and the 78 truck of David Duke. Just a battle for third gone wrong there, Josh. And it looks like Costarellos is actually going to park it and reset. He must be frustrated tonight.
Yeah, that's not how you wanted your race to go, battling for that kind of position. He's been running up front all race, so bummer for him.
Unfortunately, that was my pick to win it tonight, and he was running really strong there. Just a little bit of netcode incident, getting off into turn number 1. Sees Costarello's turned up into the wall off the nose of the 78 of David Duke, and that brings out our 6th caution of the night here on lap 96. Now working lap 97, we see pit road open for these guys to do their first and presumably only pit stop of the stage if they get green to the end. You see every single driver getting ready to bring it on down pit road. See, yep, there goes the 4 of Channing, the 57 of Stone, the 6 of Burden. Burden will be the first to hit his box right here, followed by Stone in the 57, and then Channing, your pole sitter, or excuse me, your second place qualifier, will hit his box last of the remaining drivers. See these guys taking their tires under this stop and then back out onto the track. See the 4 of Channing Ballou win the race off pit road ahead of the 57 of Cameron Stone. Tyler Burden here in 3rd. David Duke bringing it off 4th. No, he's still sitting on pit road getting his damage repaired. Craig Fryer is going to bring it off 4th with Dave Fuge Jr. coming off 5th off of pit road. This is the time for that 7 truck to start to shine as he works his way back toward the front tonight. So a little bit of a reset here in the middle of this last stage is going to leave it with about 35 remaining to race for when they come back around to the flag stand one more time. See a couple guys, or a couple lap down trucks taking some tires and getting their service now. The 29 of Goosens, the 76 of Jim Walton being 2 of those guys, and I think the 3rd driver in that mix is the 9 of Alex Princeton. He's still motoring around here, 29 laps down for the 9. Not the night that he was hoping to have after being caught in one of those early incidents there. I believe it was the first incident in the pile up off of turn 4 for Alex Princeton. So a little bit of a race reset here. Again, going to be 35 remaining when they get to the line this time around, just near on lap 100. Be a little short sprint to the end of tonight's event. So Ballou from Stone, Burden, Fryer, Fuge, is your top 5. Shartner running 6th. Wilt up to 7th. Bennett Allen, after seeing him in the mix up here in the top 5, has fallen to 8th. Cody Moore making his debut in the Galaxy Truck Series. First time we've called his name all night, is up to 9th. With Caleb McCurry, another first-timer in the Galaxy Truck Series, up to 10th. Back there on the fringes of the top 10. The 94 of McCurry in that KNBC orange Toyota Tundra. Behind him, Brett Bennett in the 45, having spent a long time on pit road for some damage repair. I'm not sure which incident he got caught up in there, but he's got some front-end damage that he's getting fixed, or has gotten fixed. So we see Lester yielding to him. Lester was 1 lap down there. If he chose to pit, I think at the wrong time, I'm not sure. No, Lester was your lucky dog this past caution. Our in-race reporter catching the lucky dog that last time around. We'll have an EOL, so he'll start from the tail end of the longest line. But he is back on the lead lap, just bettering his chances that little bit as the lights are off the iRacing pace car.
And we are going to have 34 laps to go when we go back to green. You know, Eric, I think if we get another caution here, advantage Cameron Stone. He's got those extra set of tires.
We haven't had the chance to highlight it in this final stage here, but everyone with at least one extra set remaining in the pits. But Stone didn't take tires under that first stage yellow, so he actually has 2 sets remaining in the pits for that 57 truck. So if we catch cautions at the right time, I could definitely see the 57 of Cameron Stone being in a great position. Pace car making his left-hand turn back down to pit road, releasing the field back into the hands of the 4 of Channing Ballou. He's going to wait this time on the restart here. Coming to the line, the green is waving in the air. He and Tyler Bird are off, pushing each other already down here across the start-finish line. Massive jump for those 2 guys over Cameron Stone, who's still fighting on the top side. Give the lead to Channing Ballou with Tyler Burden, his teammate, falling into 2nd on the bottom line. Oh, and Burden gets the apron a little bit, sends him up the racetrack. Stone to the bottom. Here comes Cameron Stone for 2nd. He wants more. He's going to look for the lead down here into turn 3.
He's going to get to the inside of Ballou, and he is still coming. He now has the lead all to himself, clearing Ballou, and now going all the way down to the apron, so that if Ballou wants to get back by, he's got to go to the outside. Not quite going to have a run, as Cam Stone still has the advantage now by 2 truck lengths over Ballou.
These guys settling single file a lot quicker than I thought they would here in this final stage. It's just about the same length as what the first 2 stages were, so we see some heavy battling right there in the middle of the pack, right around the 17 of Craig Fryer. I believe that was the 37 of Joseph Gwilt and the 10 of Andrew Shartner almost getting together there down in 3 and 4. Fryer once more, he's battling Bennett Allen, man, he's got a short run truck. He gets up there real quick on the restarts, but he tends to fade on these longer stints. We'll see if he can hang on to it as the battle for the lead is heating up once more. Here comes the 57 of Stone to the outside. He's going to challenge the 4 truck through 3 and 4. The bottom line still preferred on these fresh tires, but Cameron Stone hanging tough right there in the middle.
Yeah, not only does Ballou have the bottom, but he's also got a teammate behind him that's going to stick with him there on the bottom and not give any draft help to the 57 of Cameron Stone. Cameron Stone still able to make that outside line, just hold a little bit to stay side by side. Cameron Stone is just really fighting heavy on that outside. Now, Eric, that first stage when we talked to Channing, he said that 30 lap stages, he was just going to push. We went green with, what, about 35 to go? Do you push here? It's only 5 more laps than what the stages were. So do you push your tires to the limit here?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, at this point, you have 1 extra set lane in the pits. The biggest thing is just don't wreck. At this point, don't wreck your chances at winning this race. Just use the fresh tires that you got now, knowing you have 1 extra set lane in the pits. If you catch caution halfway through the stint, boom, there you go. You bolt on those tires and keep yourself at the front. While as someone like Stone, I mean, at this point, he's absolutely has no choice but to go all out the rest of the race because he actually has an extra set sitting in the pits with him. He'll need some yellows to play the right way for him to take advantage of that. We see the 40 of Bennett Allen make a huge move under the 17 of Craig Fryer off of turn 4. That's side by side off into turn 1 here for what is 4th position, almost coming into 3rd with Tyler trying to hang on in that 6th truck. Behind this lead battle, still side by side for Stone and Channing Ballou into turn 3. Give the advantage to Cameron Stone by about half a truck length. And Channing running that bottom line just a shorter way around right now. Still hanging tough there on the bottom.
And Cameron Stone now he's getting a bigger advantage on that outside now that he's finally has a little bit of help from Fryer. More of draft help, and I think Burden, he's kind of falling off. Because now we've got 3 wide for 3rd between Bennett Allen, Tyler Burden, and Craig Fryer. Give the advantage to Craig Fryer now as he sits in 3rd all by himself now, looking on in his front windshield, catching that side-by-side battle for the lead between Cameron Stone and Channing.
So at this point, I mean, it's pretty impressive for these guys. If you're in dirty air, looks like the top's the place to be. In terms of clean air, well, you can't really make a decision. Contact there between the 17 and the 4. Looks like Fryer tried to turn down into the corner, and he turned all the way down into Channing Ballou. You're able to hang on to it. A little bit of rubbing as Cameron Stone got himself clear for the lead there on the backstretch. Now the battle's on for 3rd again between Fryer, Allen. Shartner's working his way in there, as well as the 6 of Tyler Burden falling backward. And I believe that's the 37 of Joe Gwilt sticking his nose into the mix of this as well.
Yeah, we've got a lot of trucks just all scrambled around here in this big pack. It really can go any way here. Side-by-side battle between number 10 of Chartner and number 6 of Burden. Chartner with a little bit of advantage on the bottom. It definitely seems like that number 6 truck falls off a lot faster than his teammate before.
I tell you what, those front 3, checking out. Meanwhile, you got a huge battle here for 4th. And it's all lined up behind Bennett Allen right now. He got himself clear of this battle, but Andrew Shartner still battling the 6 of Tyler Bearden. The 7 truck of Dave Fuse Jr.'s now got himself into the mix, as well as the 37 of Joe Gwilt. And then hanging off the back of it is actually the 45 of Brett Bennett as well. He said he might have been fixing a little bit of damage there at the end of the last caution. Meanwhile, he's got himself up here in 9th, trying to challenge in this huge battle for 4th among these guys toward the back half. Let's just let those front 3 between Stone, Channing Ballou, and Craig Fryer just checking out up front. But man, is this exciting to watch these guys go 2 by 2 for 4th and 5th place. You need to sort it out, though, if they want to get back toward the lead.
We actually now have a side-by-side battle for the lead, so that might possibly help those drivers back in 4th and further. As looks like Channing Ballou might have the advantage off turn 4, but now Stone with maybe a little splitter ahead there. I think Stone did have the advantage, but it wasn't by much at the line. Still committed to that outside line is Cameron Stone, and he still has Fryer running that high line with them. And I think ultimately that kind of helps with the draft for Fryer on that outside line, as you were talking, kind of the dirty air outside is where you want to be there, Eric. But that 4 is hanging tough on the bottom as well, trying so hard to really fight for what he's had virtually all race.
Oh, big move there for Goosens to try to get himself out of the way. That was a little awkward there as he dove to the apron there off of turn 2. Stone got clear of Channing in the 4 truck. So give the lead back solely to the 57 of Cam Stone. Not sure how long he's going to hold it. Looks like the 4 is starting to brew that run back up as he gets the back bumper of the 57. You choose high or low here off into turn 1. He's going to take the bottom. Stone up to the 3rd lane. Channing is going to slide job. Cam Stone, new leader, back to the 4 of Channing Ballou. Meanwhile, we got a spin off of turn 2. Hanging on to it. No, he's going to lose at the 40 of Bennett Allen. Is sideways onto the apron, and we do not have a yellow. They're going to stay green as Bennett spun it down onto the apron with no trucks coming, so there is no yellow there. But man, what a slide for that Red Bull number 40.
Not what he wanted to see, but hey, Eric, look who's in 3rd, or battling for 3rd here, side by side with Fryer. My pick to win, Dave Fuge. I've picked the correct winner the last 3 weeks in a row. I chose Dave tonight. He's not really been up front, but now he is clear for 3rd, looking on with 17 laps to go with the leaders right in front of him, ready to pounce at any moment to get around Cameron Stone and Channing Ballou. I said last week, these guys are going to start messaging me in private messages saying, hey, pick me to win.
I want the lottery numbers for next run of the Powerball, Josh. If you can get those to me, that'd be great. We'll do that after the broadcast, though. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead is still between the 57 of Stone and the 4 of Channing Ballou. Here comes Dave to the bottom. Look at that 7 truck go. He's going to try for the lead. And at this point in the run, it looks like the top is still going to be the stronger place to be. But he stays side by side with Stone. Here goes Stone to the outside of Channing Ballou. We're going to get 3 wide for the lead down here into turn 3. No, Dave pulls out of it, stays 2 wide. Greg Fryer biding his time there in 4th. And Tyler Bearden still working his way back into this thing. He still sits 5th. That spin for Bennett Allen actually broke up the back part of the field, so they're not going to be able to really close up. One driver still hanging on to this front pack is that 10 of Andrew Sharp. You'll see him in the back of the picture. That bright blue truck there at the top of your screen right there through turn 2. So, massive slide for Allen. Breaks the back half of the field up, but the battle's still on for this front 5 between Ballou, Stone, Fuge, Fryer, and Bearden. Big moment there for Channing. It's going to get side by side with him and Stone again. Gives Stone the lead here off of off the front straightaway into turn 1. The 7 truck of Dave Fuge is going to battle for 2nd now. He's trying to hold the bottom. He's sideways on the bottom, trying to hang on. And that's going to end up costing him his momentum and 3rd, and it looks like also 4th position as he falls back to 5th.
Yeah, not what he wanted to have, getting a little bit sideways there, but he's still fast, and he's come out to play here towards the end. 13 laps to go. He's already back to the inside, making a move on the number 06 of Tyler Bearden. I'm not sure it's going to work right now, but he is coming alive here towards the end of this race.
Up front, Stone trying to hang on to that 57 truck, keeping it ahead of that 4 truck of Channing Ballou. Just 12 laps remaining in tonight's event here at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the Galaxy Truck Series League racing action. 3 wide with a lapper off of 2 for the guys in the back for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You see Bennett Allen on the fresh tires after that slide is actually going to fly by these guys now that he's got full fresh ones on compared to the about 25 lap old tires for these front 5 guys out here racing this event tonight. So meanwhile, the battle up front, tame for now again. Greg Fryer has checked out to 3rd place. Oh my goodness, and I tell you what, Josh, that 40 truck of Bennett Allen is really pushing his luck with these front 2.
Yeah, he is. That was a little sketchy there for Bennett Allen and Channing Ballou there. Bennett, he regathers his truck and right back on the loud pedal, looking for a good way to get around these guys. He knows that high line is probably where they want to be, so he might want to run the bottom. Still not quite able to really get any side-by-side out of him and Channing, and I think that's what Cam really wants. Is Channing actually sends it into the corner a little bit there and gets to the inside of Cam Stone there. Stone really closing the door on that number 4 of Channing. And they're going to make contact.
Contact right there in 1 and 2, rubbing doors between the 4 of Channing Blue and the 57 of Stone. The lap truck of Bennett Allen's trying to get himself a lap back. If he can get it back, he'll be only 1 lap down and be able to get back on the lead lap with a lucky dog, which would be big dividends if we catch a late race yellow here. Inside of 10 to go, but Stone held on to the lead right there with that slide with Channing there after that contact in 1 and 2.
Yeah, it didn't affect them much, but Dave Fuge, he's back to 3rd as the 4th truck in the picture, that number 40 being a lap truck. Dave, he is still coming. He was faster than the drivers up front, those first 2. A little bit more side-by-side action between them and some more bumping and banging. This is going to be very key in Dave's favor. He's actually shaken off Craig Fryer to maintain 3rd and not have a battle for that. So if these 2 between Stone and Ballou get to battling a lot more, advantage Dave. But he still does have a lap truck between him and those top 2.
The biggest thing for Dave now is if these front 2 can get back to battling like they have been, that can really bring him back into the picture. Meanwhile, Bennett Allen, if he decides to continue trying to race these guys up front, maybe that can make some enough of a drag at side-by-side that it pulls Dave back into the battle. But as I say that, here comes Craig Fryer in the 17 looking back underneath in the back of our picture there, the 7 of Dave Fuge. There's Fryer making it side-by-side down the back into turn 3. Not going to have quite the momentum he needs on the bottom side here late in the run. But as I say that, Fuge slips. He slides up the track, actually gets loose, clips the 17, give the 4th position to Craig, or 3rd position to Craig Fryer, and Dave Fuge Jr. is sliding backward after massive contact with the outside wall after getting loose right there in 3 and 4.
Oh man, I hate that for my pick though. Dave was doing really good, but we still got a really good battle going on for that lead.
So just inside 5 to go, 4 remaining here as they cross the stripe. Stone still holding that 2 truck length gap over the 20 on our timing and scoring, the 4 on your picture there of Channing Blue. Excuse me. Stone sideways through 1 and 2. That's actually going to allow Channing to get side by side. Here we go once more. Side by side off into 3 for the lead with just under 4 laps remaining. The 4 truck of Channing Blue is trying to get himself clear. He is nearly there, but Cam Stone is hanging tough on that top side, Josh.
Stone's gonna have the advantage. 3 laps to go. Eric, do you think it's gonna be a side-by-side photo finish between these 2? The way they've been racing, it has been insane the way these guys have been all night.
We've had some great finishes in the Galaxy Truck Series League Racing. Maybe not the purest side-by-side finishes, but some wild ones for sure. Think back to Michigan when Cody Bird lost it off 4 and ended up losing the lead coming to the checkered flag. Think back to Daytona when they were battling 3 wide after a wreck across those stripes for Rich Petrucco to win there. Now we got Cam Stone and the newcomer Channing Blue looking for a sweep in tonight's event. If he can win this final stage, he'll have swept all the stages in tonight's event. He just doesn't have quite what it takes to stay side by side for Cameron Stone with just under 2 laps remaining.
This is going to be a great finish here. We're shaping up. I can see this going into 2 different ways, either side by side cleanly or move by Ballou that doesn't end too well. And we could have Fryer going to victory lane out of all of this. But white flag is out. Man, this is going to be insane here.
The final time down the Nellis Air Force back straightaway. Just sits right off the backside of Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Stone still holding a truck length gap. Here comes the 4 of Channing Blue. He will challenge on the bottom through 3 and 4. He's going to slide up. He's going to get into Stone. Battling, rubbing off of 4. Stone's going to spin. Here comes the 4 of Channing Blue. He's going to be your winner tonight in the Galaxy Truck Series at Las Vegas. Stone slides through pit road to finish second. Craig Fryer, and what a battle he had earlier on, comes home third, just ahead of the 6 of Tyler Bearden. And 5th goes to Andrew Shartner, but how about that? Channing Blue makes it happen through 3 and 4 on that final lap, going for the win. He sweeps tonight's event here at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Wow. That was insane. I knew he was going to try a move there. Going into 3, you're about to, end the race. You got to make a move. I wasn't really quite expecting that with Stone going around there.
And see if we can catch that back on our replay, get a replay of that final lap there. And tell you what, I didn't think Channing was going to get to him, Josh. I mean, it was about a truck length at the line to start the white flag lap. But man, what a battle it was through 3 and 4. How he's able to just get in there, try to slide job, ended up making contact that opened the door for contact to be made back, but Stone ended up losing the truck off of turn 4. And so Channing Blue in that number 4 is your winner tonight at Las Vegas. Post race coming up here on JCTV for the Galaxy Truck Series League Racing event here at the virtual Richmond Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Stand by here as we cut to a little bit of replays at the end of the tail end of tonight's event, and we'll get our post race interviews coming up here for post race at JCTV. So welcome back to JCTV's coverage of the Galaxy Truck Series League Racing here at the virtual Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Getting caught up here with our finishers tonight, our top 3. We'll start with our 3rd place finisher tonight, the 17 truck of Craig Fryer. Craig, what a finish tonight for you. You battled all night long and ended up being able to take that last podium spot away from the likes of Tyler Bearden, Andrew Shartner, and even Ben and Allen when he was up there fighting you guys. Just walk us through your night and how you were able to persevere to finish 3rd tonight.
Yeah, I think I had a pretty good setup. To start, I was definitely tight throughout a run. There was a lot of wrecks. So it definitely helped my position out. But as the run went, I was tightening up, so I was definitely fading. Would have liked to challenge the leaders a little bit more to try to get that win, but definitely happy with 2nd or 3rd or whatever you want to call it. It's just my 2nd race, so I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, for only being your 2nd start, I mean, it's pretty impressive. How much fun was that out there tonight, being able to take it to these guys that bring great equipment in and week out between the likes of a Cup driver like Stone, the newcomer of Channing Ballou, and then you've again fought off Tyler Bearden, Andrew Shartner, Joe Gwilt, and the likes of those guys up there at the front of the end.
Yeah, I was sweating. Definitely not as much as Bristol, but yeah, man, it was tough. I was trying to hold it together. I got loose a couple times, but definitely happy with the finish for sure. And again, this is only my second month, so I'm pretty happy.
So looking ahead, you got Talladega looming over top of you next. Have you made enough friends here in the Galaxy Truck Series to have those guys out there that you're going to need next week at Talladega as we head to that 2.66 mile super speedway?
Yeah, I think so. I just linked on to Midwest and they helped me out with setting up a car. I'm not, I've ran fixed up to this point. So I'm still getting used to setting up cars, but they definitely helped me a lot this week, which is definitely why I finished third. But I think Talladega could be anybody's race, so we'll give it a try and see what we can do.
Alrighty. Well, lastly, before I let you go, anyone to thank for tonight's finish, Craig, who helps get it done week in and week out?
Definitely Brian, my teammate. He was the one that definitely helped me the most with the setup, and definitely my girlfriend for letting me have the setup in our spare bedroom. That's for sure.
Alrighty. Well, that is the 17 truck, your third place finisher tonight, Craig Fryer. What a run for his second start here in the Galaxy Truck Series.
Yep. Thank you.
So, Josh, I believe you caught up with our second place finisher tonight, Cameron Stone. Not officially scored second, but he did cross the line second. Josh, I'll let you take this one away.
Well, Cameron, it's Josh in the JCTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
And what a race. I know it didn't go your way, but that was exciting to call, but I'm sure it was a bummer from your end there. Anything that you think you might have been able to possibly do a little bit different to get one position better than what you did?
I mean, no, not really. That Channon was really fast. He was running really well the whole time. He was up front the whole night. Everybody had trouble getting around him. Early runs you could get around, but he was able to roll the bottom a little bit better than a lot of guys, so he was able to get back around. These trucks don't really tend to get away from each other like the Cup cars do. So like what we'll see tomorrow night, we'll probably see a bunch of cars get a lot more spread out. These trucks don't do it as much. So yeah, not surprised we ended up running a lot of laps side by side there. And if it was the Cup race, I'd have been a little heated and a little stressed out. But I'm just out here running these truck races to try and get trophies and put on a show. So I think we definitely did that tonight. That was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun to call for sure. I definitely enjoyed that. So looking on, we got some fun races coming up. Any that you have your eyes on that definitely looking to get back into victory lane?
Definitely looking forward to Martinsville. Whenever we get done with the first Martinsville race of the season, I'm looking forward to the next one. It's my favorite track. Can't wait to run. Can't wait to run that in the trucks. Talladega should be fun next week. Probably get to see some carnage and a lot more side-by-side racing. So I think we got a bunch of good ones coming up for everybody that wants to watch the streams. Hopefully we keep putting on this kind of entertaining show.
Well, before I let you go, do you have any sponsors or team shout-outs you'd like to give? Who gets it done for you behind the scenes?
I want to thank Moon Pie tonight, specifically original chocolate flavor. Pop that baby in the microwave 15 seconds. You got yourself the best snack in the world. So yeah, Moon Pie, Coors Light's always there for us. Let's see, we got Little Debbie, Jack Daniels, Prologue, and a lot of associate sponsors. I want to thank Bryson and the rest of the guys over at HRD. Technical Alliance, of course, with Highside, making all these setups. Guys had a really good we had a really good setup tonight, and a lot of the other drivers under our banner didn't get to show it. Ryan, Chad, Alonzo, Tim, those guys all got involved in stuff early. Sad to see it go that way, but we definitely had speed tonight. Alonzo was up there a lot to start with, so we'll go get him next week.
So that is the second place finisher, Cameron Stone, in the 57 tonight. Add some extra interviews in for you. We'll get to our entire top 5 here on JCTV tonight. We'll go ahead and take in the fourth place finisher of that 6 truck of Tyler Bird. Tyler, what an amazing Galaxy Truck Series debut. You battled back from some early on damage to finish 4th tonight. Take us through your night, especially persevering in that final stage.
Oh my God, is this live? I'm not too sure what to do with my hands. Lap 1, I was looking to have a good run. The truck felt great in practice and Q, and then I saw a couple trucks get loose. I checked up, and a guy on the outside of me got into my right side, and I got rear-ended. I had a minute of damage, and I'm like, man, I just screwed this race. But that truck just held on and drove through anything. I get loose a couple times, man, it fought back. I'm a very sweaty boy.
So a little different for you for the Galaxy Truck Series, full distance league racing. So a little longer than something like a C Open or a Road to Pro race. So was the longer distance tonight a challenge for you with that 6 truck? And how did you manage the little bit of extra strategy with the tires as well?
Well, I was down a set because since I had that damage, I had to wait on pit road for a minute. I went ahead early on, took my first set. So I was down a set from everybody else, but it helped me get up there for track position. I was able to pretty much hold in top 10 the rest of the race, and that's I feel like helped me real with the tire strategy. But the distance, you just gotta play it safe early on, be patient, see how everybody drives out. There's not really much you can do.
Alrighty, well, before I let you go, Tyler, anyone you'd like to thank for helping you get the finish tonight? Who helps get it done on that 6 truck week in and week out?
I would like to thank Burnt Rubber Racing, Jim Walton for believing in me. And times have been tough. Work's been crazy. Haven't been able to run as much as I would like, but they have my back. Jim Walton, Channing Ballou, Kyle Martinson, and everybody back at the shop at BRR. They get it done.
Alrighty, well, that is your 4th place finisher, Tyler Bearden, joining us here in the JCTV booth for a post-race interview tonight. Hope to see more of him as we go ahead toward Talladega next week in the rest of the Galaxy Truck Series season. Josh, I believe you caught up with our 5th place finisher, Andrew Shartner, there in that 10 truck.
Hey, Andrew, it's Josh in the JCTV booth. You got a copy?
I got you. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
A little better now that that's over. It was a little hectic at the end there.
Yeah, absolutely. So you really weren't, challenging up for the lead much. You kind of came into play at the end. Was that a little bit of strategy there, or did everything just kind of go your way?
I think kind of the way the race shook out, track position was absolutely crucial. I tried to want to really be in the top 5, top 7, and that was probably a mistake. I don't know if I had speed to win the thing, but I definitely think we were top 2, top 3 car. I just waited too long, and then as tires wear, it's just impossible to make up ground. But that was, I'm learning still, so I'll catch on in the future, hopefully with these 1.5 miles.
So I'm very curious, with these tire limits, is that really on the back of your mind? How many sets you are able to run with? Is there like strategy calls that you try to stick by, or just really follow the leaders if you're not leading the thing yourself?
Yeah, I think I got to start using tires. Maybe I'm saving them a little too much. I found that the drop off seems to be a little quicker than at least I would expect, and I need to just get a better understanding on each track on how they're going to wear and how much I need to conserve, because I was behind Chicano a little bit and I started to back up to his race pace, and it actually helped out quite a bit. I just still learning on the curve here, and the SPR guys are helping me out quite a bit. Jimmy, Rich, and Joey are all doing a lot for me here tonight to get me up to speed, so it'll come. Just got to practice a little more.
Looking forward, we go to Talladega next week. Is there, I mean, Las Vegas isn't even close to Talladega, but we had a lot of, pack racing, if you will, here tonight. Is there anything that you could take out of this race going forward to next week at Talladega?
You can, or not really. I mean, you can take a lot from Daytona, the last race. You know who's going to be patient, who isn't, and who you can trust if there's a bottle up, and who you got to get out of the way for. I mean, I think that's about all you can take away from it. So that's kind of like the real world NASCAR kind of a crapshoot, and you just kind of got to hope you're in the right spot at the right time, and that's, I think, going to be a roll of the dice next week.
Alrighty, well, before I let you go, I got one more question for you. Who gets it done for you behind the scenes? Any sponsors or team shout-outs you'd like to give?
Just mainly my SPR guys, Rich, Joey, Daniel, Chris, and Jimmy. We all make a pretty good team and help each other, prop each other up, and they've definitely helped me find a lot of speed these last couple races. So we'll just keep building on it.
Alrighty, well, thank you for your time, and go enjoy the nice finish.
There's a beer ahead of me, so I will do that.
sounds like fun.
That was our 5th place finisher, Andrew Schartner, tonight. We'll finally get a chance to catch up with our winner of tonight's event, having swept the race. Channing blew in that number 4 truck. Channing, what a night, what a debut for the Galaxy Truck Series that you had tonight in this Las Vegas 200-mile race. Swept both stages, get the win at the end, but first, take me through that final lap move in turn 3 and 4 on Cameron Stone.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not really happy about how I hit him. I don't like to win races that way. I mean, I don't think I completely ran over him, but I definitely made more contact than I was hoping. But man, those last 35 laps were crazy. He did a good job pinching me down on the bottom and kind of burnt my right rear up and got me free late in that run, so I couldn't run the line I've been running. And Cameron had a really good truck. He battled with me all those last 35 laps. We ran each other really clean. That's probably one of the most fun races I've ever been a part of.
So, yeah, final lap contact still made it for an interesting and awesome finish. I mean, that was amazing coming to the line, especially with you being on the back foot, on the heels there coming into the white flag lap. So the rest of the race went pretty solid for you. I mean, minus some battling with Stone, Alonso Chicano in the 25 is a pretty solid night for you. Did you think you had what it took after those first 2 stages, having won them both?
Yeah, I mean, I was just making small, minimal adjustments there, each stage, trying to make it a little bit better. And I don't really know if I made it any better or any worse, to be honest with you. The truck was just fast from the get-go. I mean, guys over at BRR hooked me up. We worked hard this week on this set, and it's been pretty good. Probably, what's the next race? Talladega?
Yes, sir. So I was going to ask you that next, walking into Talladega next week. I know you got some friends out here with the 6 of Tyler Bearden and the 76 of Jim Walton, but just how much is that going to play into your strategy? How do you approach such a dauntingly different track than what you debuted on tonight?
Well, we're definitely going to lean on them 3 guys, but you know how it is at Talladega. The more friends you have, the better off it is. So they're going to have to get out here and practice with these guys, find out who's got a good truck and who's smooth with the wheel and everything. Being from Alabama, I always really pride myself to run well at Talladega. So, I mean, I'm going to try to win there too. I ain't going to sit here and lie, but you know how it is there. It can be a crapshoot. Just hopefully it can go our way, get a little luck here and there. But if we can make some more friends, three's good, but always want more numbers. Get some guys, get on some same strategy.
As always, well, one more before I close it out with you. So looking past Talladega, we've got 2 more mile and a half on the circuit. Does a win like this build the momentum for those cookie cutter tracks? And do you feel like you got a good piece under you for Kansas coming up in a couple weeks and then Texas after that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, this track is similar to Kansas. You run multiple grooves, and that's another thing I was really impressed with what iRacing did here tonight. Is, man, this is a multi-groove racetrack, and that's what made this place awesome. You finally got to see some people who could run the bottom better and run the top better. But definitely, this truck is going to be used at Kansas. It's going to start out with this setup and make some adjustments with it. I feel like we've got a good notebook for the mile and a half now, knowing what I know, and can't get any worse. That's for sure.
Alrighty, well, before I let you go tonight, who helps you get it done for that Ford truck? Who do you want to thank here out for the win tonight?
Well, I'm gonna thank Plot Boys Racing. I'm gonna go help them tomorrow on their Super Late at Montgomery, but they helped me out a lot. Good friends with the Plots, everybody over at BRR, from Jim Walton, Tyler Bearden. You got Kyle Martinson over there. I think he's going to probably run next week. Chris Hill, one of my good buddies. He's probably the guru behind everything I do with this truck and everything. Couldn't ask for anything better from that team. They give me everything I can to be as successful as I can.
Alrighty, well, that is your winner of tonight's Galaxy Truck Series event here at the virtual Las Vegas. Channing Ballou in the Ford truck, your winner in sweeping all 3 stages tonight. So, Josh, that does it for our post-race interviews, but post-race coverage still rolls on. We got a lot to look forward to and a little bit of recap to go on tonight here on JCTV. So, recap the finishers for your first. Channing Ballou, your winner in that number 4 truck by just over a second over Cam Stone, who in timing and scoring purposes got a black flag for unsafe pit entry as he spun down onto pit road, but still got across the line second before your third place finisher could cross it. Craig Fryer. 4th for Tyler Bearden tonight. 5th for Andrew Shartner. 6th for Joe Gwilt. 7th for Dave Duke. 8th for Caleb McCurry. Nice debut for that 94 truck. 9th for Brett Bennett. 10th for Cody Moore. Another good debut on his part. 11th is Bennett Allen. 12th, your pick to win, Josh. Dave Fuse Jr. Fortunately had an incident with the wall there toward the end of the race. Knocked him 3 laps down. Mitchell Goosens brings it home in 13th. Joseph Lester in 14th. Our in-race pit reporter not having the most solid of nights. He was the first DNF of the event. 15th, Alex Princeton still managed to somehow keep that truck running after being caught up in the lap 1 wreck. 16th, Jimmy Costarellos, another DNF tonight. 17th to Michael Kruger, 47 laps down, still running in tonight's event. 18th goes to Anthony Gornieri, another DNF, and that point gap between he and Alonso Chicano just gets bigger at walking out of Las Vegas tonight. 19th for Chad Edwards, was the first to spin on that big wreck out of turn 4 on lap 1. 20th to Jim Walton, 64 laps down for him. 21st to Alonso Chicano, your point leader. While he gave up some positions there to Gornieri in the last stage, the stage points, I think, keep him ahead and extend the point gap just a little bit over that 16 truck. Ryan McDaniel brings it home 22nd. Brian Branham in 23rd. 24th to Joey P. King. 25th to Tim Reel. And that's going to do it. 25 started the race tonight, and 25 managed to at least get past 1 lap. Tim Reel, first to fall out, 133 laps down out of the 134 laps that were run tonight. Josh, what a race here at Las Vegas. I don't know if it was quite as exciting of a finish as what we had at Michigan with Bird's spin coming to the line, and he ended up not winning the race. And then with Rich Petrucco's big win, 3 wide as they wrecked behind him at Daytona. But, I mean, that's got to be up there in the top tier finishes for the Galaxy Truck Series.
top three most definitely for finishes. Man, I keep saying this every week. This truck series has been so fun to commentate and call, and I'm so glad that you and I get the opportunity to do so, Eric, because I am just so entertained by these guys, and I never once thought that commentating would be this much fun, but I'm having an absolute blast. These truck guys are doing a great job, and gotta give a round of applause to Ryan Samuelson, the whole admin team behind the Galaxy Truck Series as well. Rich Petrucco, Cam Stone, Cam Caldwell. They're all doing a great job, and I'm just continuing to look forward to this league and see where it goes.
Well, looking forward, looking ahead to next week, Josh, we got Talladega looming overhead for these guys next. The trucks are always fun on a super speedway, but for it specifically being Talladega, you can go 3, you can go 4s, you can even squeeze in 5 wide comfortably. I'm excited to see what these guys can bring to the table next week.
Yeah, Talladega, it's a wild card. You'll see some of these guys that maybe are mid-pack drivers or back of the field drivers really be able to be up front and actually compete for a win on a stage where, setups come. This is an open setup league, so the drivers are still going to work on their sets, teams still going to work on their sets, but it's not as driver skill dependent as it is, just really holding the line and going fast while doing so. Not too much lifting, and it's going to be a great race. I expect a lot of what we saw at Daytona a few weeks ago to really transition into Talladega next week.
So Talladega 1 week ahead, then we look at the Charlotte Roval past that. I mean, these guys have already run 2 road course races in the Galaxy Truck Series and look for a third there 2 weeks out. A little bit of variance in the schedule there, but the next mile and a half that we get to go to, Josh, is Kansas. About 3 weeks out from now. You expect a lot of the same at Kansas with these truckers? I mean, we saw a lot of close racing tonight. I can't imagine it'd be any different at Kansas.
Yeah, I expect the same. The only difference I really see between tonight and Kansas is while they were running the top line here, I expect them to be even closer to the wall at Kansas. It should be a great race then at Kansas as well. That's going to be one to tune into for sure.
Alrighty, well that's going to do it for tonight's coverage on JCTV of the Galaxy Truck Series League Racing. Their 200-mile race here at Las Vegas is in the books. We look forward to Talladega next week for 94 laps of mayhem on the 2.66-mile super speedway. From myself, Eric Wineland, and Josh Coppernoll, my partner here at JCTV, from the Galaxy Truck Series admins and all those guys that help get it week in and week out. From one of our producers, Dustin Webb, as well, we'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to tonight's event here on JCTV, and we will say see you next time. Looking forward to Talladega in 1 week's time.